This is African American History is American History. In 1866, during the Reconstruction Era, the United States wrestled with the idea of reintegrating the South into the Union and defining the status of newly freed African Americans. The rise of black codes, restrictive laws designed to control the newly freed African Americans in the South, hampered matters. The Civil Rights Act of 1866 was landmark legislation. It declared that all persons born in the United States, with the exception of Native Americans, were citizens and entitled to equal rights under the law, regardless of race or previous condition of servitude. But President Andrew Johnson, who took office after Lincoln's assassination, opposed many of the Reconstruction policies favored by the radical Republicans in Congress. He vetoed the hell out of the Civil Rights Act and a supplemental Freedmen's Bureau bill, which aimed to extend protection and assistance to Southern blacks. Congress overwhelmingly overrode Johnson's veto of the Civil Rights Act, making it the first major piece of legislation enacted over a presidential veto. This caused racial tension, which eventually led to violence against African Americans throughout the South. Incidents like the Memphis Riot of May 1866, where whites assaulted blacks simply for walking on the streets, was becoming commonplace. In December 1866, Frederick Douglass, who was already on his way to becoming one of the most influential figures in U.S. history, published his groundbreaking essay entitled Reconstruction in the Atlantic Monthly. He called for the radical transformation of Southern society after the Civil War. Douglass passionately argued for black suffrage and equal rights as essential if Reconstruction was to be successful.
Slavery, like all other great systems of wrong, founded in the depths of human selfishness and existing for ages, has not neglected its own conservation. It has steadily exerted an influence upon all around it, favorable to its own continuance, and today it is so strong that it could exist not only without law, but even against law. Custom, manners, morals, religion are all on its side everywhere in the South. And when you add the ignorance and servility of the ex-slave to the intelligence and accustomed authority of the master, you have the conditions not out of which slavery will again grow, but under which it is impossible for the federal government to wholly destroy it, unless the federal government be armed with despotic power to blot out state authority and to station a federal officer at every crossroad. This, of course, cannot be done, and ought not even if it could. The true way and the easiest way is to make our government entirely consistent with itself and give to every loyal citizen the elective franchise, a right and power which will be ever present and will form a wall of fire for his protection. Whatever may be tolerated in monarchical and despotic governments, no republic is safe that tolerates a privileged class or denies to any of its citizens equal rights and equal means to maintain them. What was theory before the war has been made fact by the war.
This has been African American History is American History. African American History is American History. Copyright H.C. Kearsley, 2025.